tryna take my throne. They couldn't build their own. They can't believe my growth.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. And in this series, we're going to be going over Neptune in the houses, okay? Neptune in the houses. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about the third house. So having Neptune in your third house. And before we get into that, I just got to remind you guys to check out my music. If you enjoyed the little snippet of music in the beginning of this video, that is my new single, Can't Take the Throne. Definitely check it out. All you have to do is type my name and the music will definitely pop up. You can also check it out on Spotify and Apple Music. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok as well too for some cool videos. That's at Sam _ Dolphin. And then also you can book a reading with me, an astro reading including tarot. All you have to do is email me at samsastroreadings@gmail.com, samsastroreadings@gmail.com, and we could definitely go forward with that. So getting back into Neptune in the third house, okay? Neptune in the third house. The first thing I can say about this is that you can have speech issues, okay? You can have issues with speech and kind of like using your mind, and not that you can't, but with Neptune here, Neptune typically blurs everything. It smudges everything, everything dissolves, everything is one. There's not a lot of discrimination. And when we talk about the third house, which is ruled by Gemini, this is how we use our mind. This is how we discriminate. This is how we label things. This is how we divide. This is how, you know, we logically understand our world using formulas, using attention to detail, all those things that deal with logic. So with Neptune being here, it blurs all of that, okay? It blurs all of that. When I think of logic, I think of angles, you know, I think of formulas. And when I think of Neptune, I think of things that are round, things that are fluid, things that kind of melt and smudge together, okay? So there's not that much formula structure, okay, which is very important with logic. So when it comes to your speech, which is the third house is how we communicate. Neptune blurs all of that, okay? So it can be hard to speak, okay? Not that you can't, okay? Neptune's gonna give you lots of ideas and emotions and things that you want to say, but when it comes to articulating it, you can have an issue with that. You know, you can stutter a lot with Neptune in the third house. Your ideas can get lost when it comes time to communicating them. It's like you understand it on an emotional level. You know what you're trying to say, but you can't say it because everything is getting blurred. Everything is kind of melting in. You know, it's just the ability to articulate and discriminate and truly structure what it is you're trying to say is hard here. Okay, so speech definitely can be a challenge here when you have Neptune in the third house. A lot of people can stutter. A lot of people can have a hard time articulating their ideas, communicating their ideas, finding the right words. This is a placement where, you know, you had the word in your head and then you lost it. You know, I have Pisces in my third house and Neptune rules Pisces. So this energy is familiar to me and I understand how you can stutter against your words. You can always lose the type of word that you're trying to say. Like for some reason, you just can't bring it out. There could be issues with, you know, comprehension and understanding formulas that people are trying to tell you and things like that. You know, you could get bored very easily, or things just start just munching together, kind of jumbling together, and there's no clarity, okay? Which is the whole point of logic. The whole point of the third house is to bring clarity. So the clarity here is in a challenge state when you have Neptune in the third house. So definitely be mindful of that there are challenges when it comes to speech, articulation, and comprehension, and those things can be definitely challenging. And since you have Neptune here, you have to be more conscious, more aware. You know, remember what I said, anywhere Neptune is in your houses, you have to bring more consciousness, more awareness, because things get blurred really quickly. And third house, dealing with our speech and our minds, things get really blurred here quickly. Also, when it comes to Neptune in the third house, I like to say that these people are intuitive intellects, okay? So when it comes to simple logic and simple understanding things and formulas and cause and effect and articulation, those things can be very blurry for a Neptune third house person. And it's blurry because Neptune is emotional. Okay, so with this being said, yes, they might not be, the ideal logical smart person, when it comes to stuff like that, but when it comes to their emotions, when it comes to being intuitive, these people are very intellectual in that sense, and that is really where their strengths when it comes to intellect come from. It comes from their emotions, their ability to understand emotions intellectually. Okay, so they can see people with that intuitive energy. They can feel people's feelings and understand how they're feeling, okay, in a very detailed way, because it's the third house that deals with intellect. Okay, so yes, they might not be the best when it comes to, subjects of, reading, writing, and speaking, and math, and, all those typical third house, logical things, school kind of subjects, which is retaining information and learning and understanding, formulas and systems. But when it comes to emotions, when it comes to feelings, when it comes to that intuition, these people are very intellectual in that, okay? They understand feelings, they understand people's emotions, they understand those in a very detailed way. And that makes them very emotionally intelligent, okay? So when it comes to like the very practical, logical intelligence, that kind of like, student intelligence when it comes to studying and retaining information and formulas, systems, and all that yada, reading, writing, mathematics, all that type of stuff, that can be difficult, not because they don't understand it, but because, retaining the information and communicating it and understanding the formulas is difficult with Neptune in the third house. But when it comes to emotions and your feelings, these things are things that they pick up naturally, because like I said, Neptune is very intuitive. Okay, this is the energy where you feel other people's energy. This is the energy of like even psychic gifts, okay? So very intuitive, and with that third house influence, these people can really intellectualize emotions, okay? So once these people get better with speech, because it takes practice, you gotta bring awareness, to that part. They'll be really good. These can make really good like psychologists or therapists, okay, because they understand how to articulate and intellectualize people's emotions. So not only can they feel people's emotions, but they understand how to articulate it, communicate what is it that person's feeling, okay, how to say it in a sentence, what the person's feeling, so they're definitely intuitive intellects, okay, and that'll definitely be a strength for you. So other more practical, logical subjects definitely can come with a challenge, but when it comes to that very intuitive, emotional subjects, okay, things of that nature, those come in very easily for you. So the emotional intelligence is definitely here. You might not be, the quickest when it comes to book smarts, but when it comes to emotional and feelings and those types of intelligence, that comes in very quickly for you. So definitely a good thing when it comes to Neptune in the third house. Also with Neptune in the third house, speaking of strengths, art and creatives on a school level, on a study level, will definitely be your strengths, okay? Neptune is the planet of creativity and art and imagination, okay? And when you mix this with the third house, which is our intellect, our mind, how we pick up things and how we understand things, how we pick up skills, how we use our mind to learn and function in reality, you function very well artistically. So again, you might go to school and not be good at the subjects when it comes to math and social studies and history and those very logical structured subjects, but when it comes to the arts, the creatives, this could be a very big strength for you. And on an intellectual level, so like studying art, you could be a really good art student, like maybe really bad at math, but when it comes to like dance or the creatives of the arts or whatever, you really do well at those. So definitely take advantage of those gifts, because a lot of times in society, we value certain subjects over the other. You know, if you're good at math and English and stuff like that, then you're the smart kid. But people don't realize that there are other smarts. And, you know, with Neptune in third house, you know, the practical, logical subjects, the more practical, logical, standard subjects will definitely come in difficult. But these people will shine in the arts. You know, you could have been a person who went to school and you didn't do so well in your main basic core subjects, but when it came to the extracurricular creative subjects, the artistic subjects, you really shine there. Okay, so that is a big part of this placement. Okay, you'll do really good in the arts and the creative fields because that's where your intellect is, and you'll definitely be able to pick up a lot of skills in the arts. So play an instrument, start painting, start, you know, doing sculptures, sing, dance, do the performing arts, get into film, photography, any of those arts, you'll be able to pick up those skills very well. And you can become a very talented person with Neptune third house because you have so many talents and skills in the arts, you know, so definitely something you want to take advantage of. It's probably even best to go to an art school with this placement. You'll pay attention better. Also, with Neptune in third house, I like to say that this placement manifests a very strong imagination, okay? Because we use our minds and imagination. Our imagination is really our feelings and our intuition, the way that we feel. But the visions of them all is expressed in our mind. So when you talk about Neptune, this very creative, artistic, magical planet put into the third house, the house of our mind, people with Neptune in the third house, they have an incredible imagination. And this is why I feel like they should definitely exercise the arts fields because you guys have so many different creative thoughts, okay? Thoughts being the third house, your mind, and creative being Neptune. So your thoughts are amazing. They're very creative. They're very imaginative, okay? And this is great for the arts because that's how we create. We create with our imagination. Okay, so there's a lot of this there, okay? Because, again, this is the third house. This is our mind. So a lot of times you're in your imagination. You have these amazing ideas and almost kind of like a never ending of a lot of ideas. So this is great for the arts because this is how we create. And you have so many different ideas to come up with. This is why you're so strong in the arts because your imagination and your creativity is so broad here. And also, speaking of your imagination and your thoughts, it could be very hard also to pay attention in school, okay, because of this placement, because there's so much going on in your imagination, okay? This is the placement for someone who likes to doodle, you know, while the teacher's giving a lesson, and instead of paying attention, you're like in your book drawing pictures and doing all this stuff because that's where you're more comfortable with in terms of your mind, okay? Neptune, again, isn't the planet of logic. It's the opposite of that. It's all about feelings, creativity, intuition, okay? So it's opposite of that. So the logical subjects, you know, the strict, systematic, logical, practical subjects aren't on your mind. So it's going to be hard for you to pay attention in school. Okay, school, you could have been the person that was always daydreaming, dazing off, because you are probably more into creative subjects because your mind is filled with all these creative thoughts, and a subject that is too practical and logical is just not colorful enough for you. All right, your imagination, your mind, your thoughts are colorful. So that's why artistic subjects are better, you know, because it's easier for these people to pay attention because of all the creativity going in their minds, okay? So this is a placement for like having a hard time paying attention. This is a placement for daydreaming and dozing off into your imagination, okay? So these people could definitely have a hard time being structured in the mind, you know. In order to, you know, learn stuff, you gotta like pay attention and be structured and be disciplined that way. And with Neptune in the third house, the discipline in the mind is not there. You know, you just like to daze off into your imagination, which is, again, beautiful for art, beautiful for creativity, and very strong for that. But when it comes to the more logical, practical things in life, this is actually bad. This is like you not paying attention. This is you dozing off. This is you like being your little la la land and not being in reality. So a lot of daydreaming, a lot of dozing off, a lot of getting bored easily with this placement because your mind is so colorful and you're constantly in this world of imagination. Okay, so that could have also explained why you didn't do too well maybe in school, maybe in early school, like elementary, middle school, high school, because you were always in your imagination dozing off, not paying attention, and having a hard time paying attention to, you know, more structured, disciplined, practical subjects, and using your mind in that way, because again, you're constantly being creative and being in your own little imaginary world. Also, with Neptune in the third house, this can also make you a shy communicator. Okay, so you could be kind of shy when it comes to communication. Okay, having issues with communicating here, getting your thoughts and your ideas kind of like jumbled up and having a hard time articulating them. This could make you shy when it comes to communication. Maybe you don't trust what you're gonna say. Maybe you feel like, I'm gonna say something dumb, or I always struggle to try to explain what I'm trying to say and I'm always losing the words. I don't even want to speak. So Neptune third house can also make you a very shy communicator, you know, as a result, because, you know, you're just tired of the struggle of having to like say the right things and losing the words you need to say and getting all confused, you know, and stuff like that. So also be aware of that, because, you know, you could be a little bit shy. And, you know, like I said, with Neptune, wherever Neptune is, you want to bring consciousness, you want to bring awareness. So don't get so discouraged, Neptune third house people. Still speak, still communicate, and practice through. Don't get discouraged and become shy with communication and not want to speak a lot, you know, because this definitely can manifest a shy communicator, someone who doesn't want to speak because, you know, they're afraid to say the wrong thing, or they, you know, are tired of like stuttering or like making mistakes when they're trying to articulate, you know, things like that. So definitely be aware of that, because you can shut down when it comes to communication, and that's not what you need to do. You have so many things to offer, especially intuitively, on a communication level. So we're gonna need that. So don't shy off. You know, bring awareness to your speech and practice. All right. Also, being a singer or even being a rapper or a poet, all arts can be learned with Neptune third house in general. It really doesn't matter. But since we're talking about communication, singing and vocalizing or rapping or poetry, anything using communication, writing, speaking, vocalizing, all of these things are great placements for Neptune the third house, because again, third house deals with our communication, Neptune deals with creativity. So this can manifest a very creative person when it comes to communicating and going into fields such as singing, vocalizing, rapping, writing, poetry. Even being a writer, a screenwriter. Those things are very good placements for Neptune third house people to adventure, because you're using your mind and communication and speech for creativity. Obviously, these people can do any type of arts. This is a placement where you could pick up any type of skill. You know, there's no discrimination. But because this is the third house, there's even a special attention to communication. So again, using your, you know, voice for art, for creativity, which definitely could be singing, rapping, or even writing, you know, all those types of things, those forms of communication as well too. So being a screenwriter, being a poet, all those types of stuff. So definitely something to understand with Neptune in the third house. So yes, that is Neptune in the third house. Also, not to forget, Neptune in the third house makes a great psychologist, a great therapist, a great person to talk to when it comes to emotions and feelings. They can be great healers when it comes to communication, meaning they can heal people through communicating, through understanding what they're feeling and being able to articulate it for them, being able to intellectualize someone's emotions. So great therapist, great psychologist, because you need that, okay? Therapy is all about communicating, you know, your emotions and your feelings and dissecting them and understanding that. So great communicators when it comes to the feelings and emotions, and that makes them great healers. So definitely something to be mindful of. But that is Neptune in the third house, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed that. It can be a little tricky, okay, when it comes to the studies and the using the mind and, you know, getting issues with speech, you know, and communication. But you have to bring awareness to this, okay? Bring awareness to this so you can practice. And also use those artistic, intuitive, spiritual gifts to your advantage, because you may not excel in the practical, logical subjects, but when it comes to the spiritual, emotional, artistic, creative subjects, you will definitely excel here, okay, with Neptune being in the third house. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and if you did, you can book a reading with me at samastroreadings@gmail.com, okay? You can book a reading with me there. We could go forward with that. You can also check out all my music videos. All of those will be in the description box below, so check the links out, and I'll check you guys out on the next video.